Texas State added more housing for students to live in, but not everybody is happy about their new landlord.
There are a couple of new spots to get food and drink, and we have your reservation.
Bro, they're on a high-speed chase. They're trying to get her.
A girl in distress ran across campus. It blew up on social media.
This might sound familiar, but Texas State has a new quarterback.
And with the can ban in place, I am not going to bring this plastic water bottle because it could possibly end up in our precious river.
Hi, and welcome to Bobcat Update. I'm Peyton Christopherson.
And I'm Matt Strain. You probably know this, but Texas State has set record enrollment for 3 straight years. All those students need places to live.
The university bought 2 whole apartment complexes in December. That's over 1,000 beds, according to the University Star. But what about the students who already live there? Reporter Angelica Luna and videographer Jeremiah Patterson have the key to this story.
Rising rent prices and record-breaking enrollment at Texas State has made student housing scarce here in San Marcos. But luckily for students interested in on-campus housing, the university recently acquired 2 local apartment complexes, the Sanctuary Lofts and the Vistas. These new residence halls are meant to house upperclassmen in the new academic year. But what about the students that live there now? We sat down with Adriana Vargas and Christopher Cromier, both residents of the Vistas, and asked them how they felt about the new ownership.
I don't like that. Okay, it disrupted my, the vibe, everything. I always paid my rent, bam, that day. I didn't have to worry about going to Walmart and getting a money order. I could just pay it and I knew what I was paying for.
I feel like it's convenient and inconvenient in some ways. The inconvenience is taking down the resident portal, and then canceling the auto payments and all that stuff, and having to set things up in the student portal, through the Texas State app or through online on the Texas State website. So I feel like that's the inconvenience.
There have been multiple reports of miscommunication and confusion from residents. We reached out to the Department of Housing and Residential Life for comment, but did not receive a response. For now, residents are left feeling inconvenienced and sad that they have to leave the place that they call home.
I feel like if it would have stayed in an apartment, it would have made me want to be here more. But having RAs and it being more of a school-connected thing, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just I prefer more personal freedom and things like that.
Well, I'm not saying, because they said that all the rooms were booked, and I was panicking. I was well, I need to find a place to stay before they all get taken again. And then where am I gonna live, right? That's my whole thing. Yeah. Is that I was comfortable here, because I literally live right by the pool. Yeah. I'm close. It just kind of, I don't like the change, and I think that's why I'm upset. Is that.
For Bobcat Update, I'm Angelica Luna.
That's not the only new campus housing for students. In fact, those apartments are just 2 of 5 housing options we didn't have before. Hilltop Housing is supposed to be ready this fall, according to reporting in the University Star. Hilltop will actually be 2 dorm buildings, Almedo and Cibolo Halls. They'll house just over 1,000 beds. You can see those rising in the South LBJ entrance to campus across from the bus stop. And James Street's housing will open a year later. It'll be next to the Supple Science Building towards the west end of campus. And we aren't the only place adding new student housing. The Austin American-Statesman reports that UT Austin is about to add 800 beds in fall of 2027. The new dorm will go where Whitus Court Residence Hall stands now. Whitus only has about 200 beds.
TJ Finley rocked at quarterback last year in what turned out to be a historic football season. But in January, the team announced a new quarterback, Jayden de Laura, that sent Finley to the transfer portal. Then, reporting by the University Star really changed the game. Reporter Zane Forsberg shows us how student reporters helped turn the page on our football program.
The Texas State football team ended their season on a high with a historic bowl game win. Now, the future of the team is in the air, and it doesn't look like anyone's taking this one to the end zone anytime soon. When it was announced that Jayden de Laura from the University of Arizona would be committed to Texas State as a quarterback, our quarterback, TJ Finley, entered the transfer portal the next day. Only one day after signing to Texas State, the University Star broke a story that had de Laura leave and fans wishing Finley stayed. The Star's now infamous story revealed that de Laura settled a civil lawsuit over a sexual assault case the day before he signed. The story caught fire on campus and social media, leading de Laura to withdraw from Texas State on January 24th. Nikayla Shaheen, the managing editor at the University Star, was the main reporter on the story. She took the story on by herself after a former editor at the Star gave them a tip on the controversy.
The first ones to break the story. After then, a lot of other news sources cited the original article, and it was also a series of articles. So I want to say it was like 5 bylines that all stemmed from the first article.
Shaheen also says she received pushback from university officials for publishing the story before asking for comment, but still believes she did the right thing.
I think you owe your audience, the University Star's audience, the Tech State community audience, news, and you owe it to them as soon as you can. You have to be timely. So that's what I did. I gave them their timely news that they needed to know. It was relevant because they had just signed him to be quarterback. He was no longer just committed. So this was something that needed to get out there as soon as possible. And my duty to the organization, my responsibility to the community is to do that. And that's what I did.
Laura Krantz is the director of the University Star, and while she usually takes a backseat approach and lets students tell the stories they want to tell, she noted the courage that it took to bring this story to the attention of the school.
It's not easy to do a story like that because it brings a lot of attention on you. It's also a story you know is going to get some negative response. They didn't know how the university community as a whole was going to respond after everybody was so excited about football and the winning season.
Krantz also spoke on the role of student media in reporting these hard-to-hear stories.
There's a misconception that students who work in student media are out to get the university or something like that, and that's not the case. This is how they love their university. They want it to be a better place. They want it to be the best place for alumni and for future students.
Even now, the role of quarterback is not set in stone for the fall football season. And while that worries some, others are relieved the position isn't filled by Delora. It just goes to show how important student media is and how one story can make the world a better place. Signing off, I'm Zane Forsberg.
Peyton, are you ever on the lookout for new places to eat and drink?
Yeah, I'm always like to watch out for new spots in the square.
Me too. And reporter Jazz Gonzalez and videographer Cameron Albright found 2.
San Marcos residents will be excited to hear about some new businesses popping up around town, bringing some new options for food, a place to grab drinks with friends, and a potential new place to fill up your tank. Just a few steps away from campus, Kyoko Ramen and Poke is in the middle of renovating their future storefront. According to their website, they are getting ready to open doors sometime this year. They will specialize in Japanese ramen and build your own poke salads with a wide selection of toppings. The San Marcos City Council is in the process of negotiating a 74,000 square foot travel center. The widely popular gas station chain Buc-ee's would be built just north of town on the southbound side of I-35 near Yarrington Road and would have 120 pumps. If you're looking for a cool, low-key spot to grab a drink, Root Cellar Cafe recently opened their new speakeasy-style cocktail bar called Uproot, right above their restaurant on the 2nd floor. Hillary Cook, a manager at Uproot, says they have more to offer than just a place to drink.
So we've started having a jazz night on Thursdays. So we invite, it's kind of a jam, and the first hour is the house band. And then on Saturdays, we usually have a singer-songwriter that is, I guess, more the Americana vibe up here. So just, solo acoustic, or we, mic people up sometimes, but usually it's just one person that's playing on Saturdays, and it's just it's nice to have some music going on while you're having your drinks up here.
Cook also says they cater to more than just adults.
I mean, it's kid friendly. We have mocktails, we have snacks, we have food, we also have our classic cocktails. So it's a really great melting pot for families, students, friends, just hanging out, or if you want to catch live music. And then private events as always too. So you're able to rent the space privately, but we like to, invite anyone up here to enjoy it.
Uproot is open Thursday through Sunday and is located on North LBJ Drive near the square. So what new spot are you looking forward to? With Bobcat Update, I'm Jazz Gonzalez, handing it back to the studio.
Each March, Greek organizations honor Philanthropy Week with a bunch of creative ways to raise money. Reporter Montse Luna and videographer Jalen Robinson show us a fun one that got a little messy.
Who doesn't love shaving cream and volleyball? That's what this Texas State fraternity used to raise money for the local San Marcos community. Today, Sigma Lambda Beta is making waves as they finish off their philanthropy week to support a local cause close to their hearts. Sigma Lambda Beta is partnering with Centro Cultural Hispano de San Marcos to fundraise the community organization. The fraternity is known for its commitment to service and giving back, and this week is no exception as they rally to make a difference in the lives of those in need, which is why they have their Service and Philanthropy Director, Daniel Amador, to organize this event.
Today we are currently at our volleyball philanthropy tournament. We're raising money for our local philanthropy, El Centro Cultural Hispano de San Marcos. The financial goal that we had in mind initially was about $500, but throughout this week we have effortlessly raised $900 so far towards the end of this week.
It is not uncommon for Greek organizations to host philanthropy events, but why is raising money for this philanthropy so important to Sigma Lambda Beta?
Philanthropy and community service is important because it gives back to those who are around us. So as college students, we're becoming a part of a new community, and this is our way of giving back to them, being able to be in this community with new people and being able to get back to them is something that we cherish, as well as being able to just help out those who are in need.
As Sigma Lambda Beta continues its philanthropy week, the spirit of giving and community is alive and well at Texas State. I'm Montserrat Luna, signing off.
If a police chase happened right in front of you, you'd probably notice, right?
Well, more than 2 million people noticed one that went viral on social media, and it was right here on campus.
Bro, they're on a high-speed chase. They're trying to get her.
Bobcats football has a new quarterback, and if you're wondering what happened to last year's star QB, we have that. Also, in sports,
Bobcat tennis is serving up a bunch of wins, and later,
I'll see a lot of people stop and they'll take photos. You'll see families just walking up and down from the square and stuff.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know. It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
a teen girl reportedly ran away from the San Marcos Treatment Center last month. She ended up on campus.
And she wasn't alone. San Marcos police were trying to catch her. Reporter Fernando Rangel and videographer Blake Bailey tell us what happened next.
On Saturday, February 10, 2024 at 11:30 a.m., San Marcos police received a report from San Marcos Treatment Center about a female juvenile who fled custody. The juvenile was entered as a missing endangered person. Police and fire units searched for the juvenile in the area. Just after 1 p.m., police located the juvenile at Sewell Park. She fled from officers, but they were able to detain her and place her back in custody at the treatment center. P.V. Braunholz works at the shop across the street and had this to say on the incident.
It definitely affects local businesses. I have noticed, at least for here, when there is a lot of police or something going on, there tends to be less customers that show up. But I don't know if it's necessarily a huge noticeable difference or noticeable amount, but it definitely draws attention. I think it definitely has an effect on the reputation of Texas State. I don't know if it necessarily impacts the businesses as much, but it definitely does for Texas State. As you saw, that went viral. It was getting passed around to everyone, so it definitely affects the image of the school.
New players, new seasons, and some serious wins. There's a lot going on in Bobcat sports these days.
Sports reporter Jeremiah Patterson joins us to talk football and more. Jeremiah?
Matt, Peyton, I appreciate it. K-State football has a lot going on. Our team has been looking for a new quarterback since that controversy that we told you about a few minutes ago. Now they have one. Jordan McLeod was the 2023 Sun Belt Player of the Year. He threw for 3,500 yards and 40 touchdowns at James Madison. That was good enough to get their Dukes into their first FBS Bowl appearance ever. The women's tennis team had a bumpy start to the season, but then ripped off multiple wins. Reporter Vianna Gomes and videographer Andrea Naro talked with a player and a coach about how they served up a turnaround.
Texas State's women's tennis team started off their season with 2 tough losses, and even though it wasn't the right way to start up, they successfully found their way back up by hustling through the past few games they faced. Texas State's tennis player Emily Nyers tells us more about how they managed to achieve getting their way back up.
I think we've just done a good job at being competitive and grinding out there, and the support both on and off the court is amazing. Everyone's super energetic. Everyone loves each other and we're so connected.
This past weekend, the Texas State's tennis team played against Coastal Carolina University, and even though the Bobcats struggled with the double matches, they reeled back in their singles, achieving their 8th victory of the season. Graduate student and assistant coach Beth Hayward tells us more about how the doubles are slowly getting better.
Doubles is clicking. It is clicking. It's just being able to capitalize on those big moments. 'Cause I think we started off strong, and it was just unable to get those few points here and there. But the tables will turn. I have a good feeling about it.
With all the victories that the tennis team has earned during this season, it marks the first time in 10 years that the program has achieved this many wins in a row. Emily Nowers shares her opinion on how the tennis team has improved from last year's season.
I think that's one of the big differences that I've noticed from last year to this year is I think everyone is just super happy and just wants everyone to do their best, and we've all gotten so close that everyone just supports each other on and off the court.
The Texas State tennis team has been improving their skills and strategies from the past seasons, from changing their lineup order to changing partners for doubles and figuring out who works best with who. Their next match will be an away game against Old Dominion University this Saturday at 10 a.m. The last time these two teams faced each other, the Bobcats unfortunately lost. The Texas State tennis team hopes to get their 9th consecutive win of the season.
This is Viana Gomes with your sports feature on the Bobcat Update. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks. That's all for sports.
We should go check out some tennis matches.
We should. Thanks, Jeremiah.
No problem.
A new law takes effect May 1st at parks all over San Marcos, including Sewell Park right by the river. Reporter Jasmine Hall and videographer Michaela Williams share what students plan to do once they can't bring cans to the park anymore.
Hi Bobcats, and welcome back to another week of Bobcat Bulletin. I'm Jasmine Hall, and today we're here at Sewell Park, and we're going to take a look at how all the students are enjoying the water.
Nestled in the heart of San Marcos, Sewell Park is a local oasis known for its crystal clear waters and vibrant community gatherings. But a new wave of change is rolling in. Starting May 1st, the city has implemented a can ban policy aimed at preserving the natural beauty and the cleanliness of the riverbanks.
I support the can ban because when I come to the river and there's just cans all in the river, it's just a bad look and it just looks dirty.
I'm in support of the can ban because it endangers the wildlife and it reminds me about my fish that I have back home, and I would never ever want a can in his tank.
The ban prohibits the possession of the use of disposable containers within a park facility, a move that's garnered mixed reactions from the public.
I mean, I'll tell you why I'm against the can ban. I've been here for about 2 years now. Every single time we do come out here, cans are the best way to, get the alcohol out here. Can ban going on. They're going to bring Stanleys out, fill it up with liquor. It's going to be a little bit worse.
No cans, like he said. We're just going to bring liquor. Then you're going to see a bunch of people passed out here, and that's not good for the river.
While some may find the adjustment challenging, others are embracing the change, coming prepared with reusable bottles and containers.
With the can ban, instead of bringing things that aren't reusable, I'm going to bring my pink Stanley, and it matches my bathing suit.
And with the can ban in place, I am not going to bring this plastic water bottle because it could possibly end up in our precious river.
As Sewell Park new can ban take effect, the hope is clear: to keep San Marcos River pristine for generations to come. This is a small step towards a larger goal: a cleaner, greener San Marcos.
Valentine's Day might be over, but the feeling of love and connection is still in the air.
Me and Matt got the chance to sit down with some people who keep the heart of our community beating. On February 16th, the Leadership San Marcos Class of 2024 finished the final touches on the official SMTX Love Lock installation at San Marcos' own Zelix Ice House.
I'll see a lot of people stop and they'll take photos. You'll see families just walking up and down from the square and stuff, and you'll see all the little kids stand in front of the tees and make little arms. You can actually get a little love lock on it, and you can have it engraved and have it personalized with your name and stuff on it.
According to an article from Community Impact, the organization has surpassed its $35,000 goal of funding. All additional proceeds are to be donated to the Greater San Marcos Youth Council, a nonprofit organization that provides free counseling to children. Along with the council, they also provide emergency shelter.
I met with Tiffany Harris. She's part of the Class of 2024 Leadership San Marcos. They were going to get the locks, and then the proceeds from the locks would come to us. There's two parts to us. We provide free counseling services to youth in Hays County between the ages of 6 to 17. So that's San Marcos, Kyle, Buda, Wimberley, Dripping. If youth and their family is not able to come here, then our counselors will go to the school. The other part to us is our emergency placement shelter. Right now in the shelter we have 11 kids. We have staff there 24/7. That was hard for me at first, hearing the stories of what happened, why they were here in the first place, because I'm a mom myself. And what helps me is that I know that right now they're here with us and they're safe and we're doing something good for them, and that they're no longer in that place where they're being abused or neglected.
So whether you're locking in your love here at the San Marcos Love Lock installation, or you're enjoying good company over at Zetlix, know that you're making a difference every day in your community here in San Marcos.
That was a fun story to do.
It was. It was even better the first time, before you lost that SD card.
Well, a videographer can't be perfect all the time.
That's all we have for this edition of Bobcat Update.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.